Hi, this is Kim Pinkney, and welcome to my channel. I guess this is like day 3 of the Princess and the Frog coloring, and me messing stuff up. But anyway, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to define a few lines. I'm going to do some detangles in the dress, and I am going to style her hair a little bit, finish up this part right here, and we'll see what we come up with. Now, I really want to find some Zentangles here that kind of flow with the gown, so I'll be working with that as well. Right now, I am just using my Prismacolor Premier brush tip marker. It's the letter B here, and it's pretty affordable. I got these in a pack of 4 at Walmart. And so what I'm doing now is I'm just going ahead and giving her some eyelashes here. I think in the cartoon it's all just like one big eyelash, but you know, when you make something your own, you don't have to just stick with what you see. I'm going to do a little detail in the eye here. Let me change the song. It's a little too lively for me. I gotta kind of wake up. Close enough. Okay. Also, I don't think they show her with any lashes down below, so I just throw a couple in there. I don't want to be too deviant now. Now, when I do lashes, I kind of do like little strokes. You probably won't be able to see it on that one. Give her some real eyelashes, and I'm just doing little marks like that. And I'm doing them closer together if I want it to look darker, a little bit looser if I want it to look a little looser. If you want to give her thick eyebrows, you could do that too. And I'm just going around the outline. The outline, I outlined it with like a skin tone color, I guess, because that's what Disney does, is they throw like a lighter tone in there, but for some reason, because it's crayon, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's not a straight line. Okay, so what I was thinking about doing for her hair, instead of leaving it like plain, I was going to I'll throw in some more swirls. I was going to braid it, but it's so tiny you wouldn't be able to see the braids. So I'm throwing in a little bit more swirls, and we'll just kind of give her a little messier updo. And what I mean by that is just like, we'll throw some more curls in. Instead of the bun being like straight and clean for like animation, I'm going to throw in some curls. So maybe I'll have it, let's go ahead and come down a little bit. Now you can get away with this with a marker, because it kind of blends in with the lines here. And then we can do even closer here. Let me see if I can give her a hairline here. We'll give her some that come down in her face. And then we'll just kind of bring it up into the headband here, the tiara. If my music is a little too loud, let me turn this down. Alrighty. Now also I'm going to go into her eyes and give her a little bit of shadow, and that makes it a little bit rounder. And I'm also going to, whatever I do here, I'm going to try to do a little bit here. And we can define it better. And just give it like a little bit of curls. And just doing curls, I'm just doing like little curves, kind of fitting into each other a little bit. It's just like little C's, little C shapes. And I'm giving her a hairline here. And we can go as crazy as we want since we don't have any restrictions. And if you need to do like curls coming down, like it's what is the, like almost like a little tube shape, just keep them nice and loose. Vary your lines and just kind of follow the same swirl. Let's see, her ear would probably fall back over here. Just like this is where her ear is. I'm going to define this a little bit, give her a darker shadow under her chin and her jaw. Just a couple more wisps of eyelashes. Define her eyeball a bit. One eye is a little bit bigger than the other, but that's okay. We'll live with that. And I can make her eyelashes even longer. It just makes her look a little bit more glamorous. Okay, so let me see. We'll throw a little bit of the headband right there. And maybe just one little leaf. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so while that part is drying, and you want to let it dry before you start putting a crayon onto it or it'll smear. Let's see. We're going to do a little bit of a design inside of her dress. And I'm trying to decide, is it better to... We'll color it in real quick, but we'll do it super light. And then we'll add some of the glitter stuff in on top of it. So her dress that I've been seeing has been like shades of green. Very light pastelish type greens, maybe a little bit of yellow. So I'm gonna pick out like these three colors. This is canary, this is green yellow, this is green, and this is Caribbean green. And I think for giggles I'm gonna throw in one more darker green, just so I can use that for like shadows and stuff like that. And we want to define our curves. Is this asparagus? This is asparagus. Okay, so I'm going to use asparagus for like anything that looks like it's in like a shadow. So I'm going to start, let me see if I can go ahead and lift this up a bit and tilt it. Make sure I'm still in the picture. Let me bring this over. There we go. And that should be her whole gown there. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, let's go ahead and start off with some highlights. Since she's going to be kind of our little sun here, I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bit of yellow here. And this is just going to be like the light on here. Anything that would like bend towards the light is going to get a bit of this yellow. Like right here, and anything that is going to bend away from the light, I'm going to give them the asparagus. So I'm imagining this part kind of bending away from the light, and I'm hitting it hard, and then I'm coming soft with it. Let's see, I think it's going to bend this way, and then I'll have a little bit of a bend here. I'm going to have this bend a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and do like a little line of where I think it would be the darkest. And then I'm going to hit that really hard. And I'm just trying to follow the curve of her gown. And then this is going to be in shadow because the light's on top of this. Okay, this part is going to be overlapping this, so this will be in shadow right here. This is overlapping this, so there'll be a bit of a shadow right here. And I want to kind of give the illusion that it's on top of each other. They're in layers. And then this right here is overlapping this part right here. And casting a shadow. And what I'll do to make the green a little darker is I'm going to add like a little bit of red or a reddish tone, just so that it makes my asparagus a little bit darker. Okay, now I'm going to make these a little bit darker and then this light. So I'm kind of alternating between light, dark, and then light again. I'm also going to throw a little bit of this in here. Now to make something look like it's above something, give it like a little bit of a shadow. Like it's casting a shadow. If it looks like it's like right on top of it, it really doesn't get too much of a shadow. But where it starts to bend away, it'll get a bit of a shadow. And we'll make her shadows even, we'll make that green as well. We'll put that, like this is casting a shadow here. We'll have her shadow be like about right here. So it's maybe casting a little bit of green on the dance floor. Or maybe the dance floor is green. Do not know. Okay. And same thing with the flowers. Anything where it looks like it's overlapping a bit, we'll catch, you know, whatever's, this is the top, so the bottom will get like a shadow. This will be in deep shadow. And then like right here, like I said, when the light hits something, there'll be a corresponding darkness. So, and then it'll start to come back to light, but it won't be as light as this right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of the lighter green right here. This is where it starts to get a little lighter again, and this is where it's supposed to be like super bright. And then let's see, same thing. We'll say the light will hit it. She's going to be casting a shadow here. And that makes her chest stand out a little bit more and puts her arm in the background. Just slightly. So that gives it that. We'll give it a little bit of a highlight here. But we've got some flowers that might be casting a bit of a shadow, so I'll alternate. Let's see. And then I'll start to blend some of these colors into each other so that, and this is the asparagus again, just so that these colors have like a little bit of harmony with each other. Let's see, I'll throw this one here. This is the green yellow. Use that on the inner part here. And we'll have it hit yellow. Now I'm going to leave a little bit of this, like a white tone, just so it looks like that it's white reflecting a little bit of the green. There we go. And to make her arms look a little rounder, there we go. A little bit of a plant, giving it a little bit of shadow. Okay, and then the hands in shadow, little fingers in shadow. Okay, all right. And if I miss any of the shadows, I'll just come back to it. Okay, so overall, we could alternate with another color here. And I think I want to stick with in the blue-green type area. So I'll be using, let's see, this here is sea green. So I'm going to go over this particular portion in sea green. And I'm just doing little swirls. I want it to kind of look light and soft. And it'll be like a contrast between her skin, which is a little darker. I want to kind of get this like an ethereal look, like she's fairy-like. And I'm going over some of the greens and the yellows just a bit, just because I want them to kind of mesh together. And see how this stands out a little bit more. Hey, Tattoo Hearts, what's going on, girl? Oh, I'm hanging in there. Glad to see you could join me. Having and shouldn't you be asleep? No. It's Friday. Hey, hey. Okay, so on top of all this, so I'll have maybe this color here be the same as this color here. And where I want it to be like a little deeper, darker color, I would use like, let's see, this one right here is Caribbean green. So where it like comes closer to the interior here, and I'm even going over a bit of the green too. The trick is you want to use more than just 2 or 3 colors. More than just one, actually. And I'm going to make that a little darker with the green. And it just adds a little bit more depth than if it was just coloring. Just a straight up coloring. Nothing wrong with that. And if I need to give her more of a contour, I can do like a little jagged line of where maybe color would hit it, or light would hit it, or darkness would hit it. And just kind of alternate. I'll kind of blend from the dark to the light, adding a little bit of the green yellow on top. And I'm leaving it white where I think it's going to hit it the hardest. I'm going to throw a little bit more of this dark green here. This is regular green. And then I'll throw a little bit of asparagus where it's really dark. Okay. And then, let's see. If you are still having problems with having that light touch, just come way back on your crayon and give it a little... And that keeps you from breaking it, too. You just give it no pressure, just kind of let the crayon do what it's going to do. And then I'm going to heat this up, and I'm going to add one of the glitter crayons on top, but I'm going to do it in a swirl type pattern. This here is Sheen Green, and let me see if I can find a nice little pattern for us. I love swirls. Let's see. So I'm going to do like a swirl pattern, and they'll just kind of like do what they want to do. I'm going. It's going to get a little loud. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have like swirls kind of coming into each other, but I'm going to follow the pattern of her dress. And I'm going to vary their sizes. Alright, don't want to put too many on there. And I'm going to heat it up again. And then I'm going to take maybe let's see if there's a glittery yellowish type tone here. Let's see. I love this caddy thing. Okay, here we go. This is a yellow. Now this one I'm going to probably use like it where it's darker. And I'll throw this on her gloves. And I'm going to leave like a little bit of a white crest right there. And I'm not going to mess with that one. Okay, so from here, I'm going to do I'm trying to think of if I want to keep with the swirls. I think I'll do more of a paisley pattern here. So first I'm going to go ahead and color it. Let's see, I'm going to alternate between, let's see, I think this will be yellow. We'll make this into a yellowish tone. Oh, and I should do this side too. So let me go ahead and do this side real quick. Less layering than on the other one, but since it's further away from the light, I'm going to make it a little darker. I warmed it up so that the crayon goes on a little bit faster. And keep an eye on my dashboard. Okay. Okay. Where'd my green go? There it is. I'm going to go ahead and blend these in. Let me warm it up a little bit more. I should have cleaned my blending stump. I still have like the brown from her skin on here, but that's okay. It just adds a little more to it. Alrighty. And I'm going to heat it up one more time. And that just helps me get the color out a little faster. Okay, not as dramatic as this side. I like how it's kind of glittery. Okay, this right here, I was going to do like more of a paisley tone or paisley shapes, and those are like teardrops. And I'll do, let's see, we'll do a light tone of green, and then I'll make the paisleys yellow on top of that green. This right here is Caribbean green. Now, if you want your tones to be a lot darker, you can always layer your colors and heat them up and then layer them again. Let's see, I'm going to throw a little bit of green here in the bodice. If you want it to look a lot shinier, you leave parts of it white, where it'd be like kind of like a highlight of some sort. Let me see. This right here is the green again, the sheen green, and I'm going to have that kind of like where the shadow is. Warm this up a bit. And then I'm going to do paisley pattern. Alrighty. And I'll just give them a little dot on the inside, kind of like one of those yin and yang symbols that got away. And I'll just have a little bit of the yellow play a bit here. But I want to make it a little bit darker, since this is kind of overlapping. We'll say that this part sticks out a lot. And then make that dark. Alright, so there's that part. Let me back this light up a bit. I back this up. Make sure I'm still in the camera here, because I'm notorious for popping out of the camera. And I can bring that down. And you can probably see some of the glitteriness, I think. I don't know if that's popping out or not. Okay. Okay, so we got that going on. Let's see. I think right here, I think I'll have that be that pop of yellow. So this is just going to be yellow, but I think I'll give it like wavy lines maybe, or circles. Let me see what kind of pattern I want to give her. Let's see. we will do little humps, I guess. It's like scales but reversed. And maybe little like little candy cane type shapes here. And then we'll color in some of the leaves too with the glittery crayons here. All right. Okay. Let's see. And then these I'll probably make into like a different tone. Maybe a glittery blue or... Ooh, here's another one. This one here is Illuminating Emerald. Let's see how emerald illuminates for us. And I think with this one, I think I'll do these type shapes here. We'll just give it 2 lines here. And we'll just hit the tip here. And then this one, ooh, I like this pattern. Okay, where'd my, let's see, so this is a different green. And then, let's see. I like this one better, but let's see. Let's see, we'll draw a little. Just some kind of randomness going on. Let's see, and one more pattern of some sort. And then this one I'll just make solid. Yeah, this probably looks bad. I'll make it look like swirls threw up all over this thing. Okay, put these guys down. And then down below here, I'll just make that like a shimmery yellow. I'm going to leave like a little bit of a bend here. All right. Okay. And then maybe a gold tone. Let's see, this here is Gold Fusion. Let's see what that looks like. And we'll put that in the flower. Let's see, and we'll throw the Gold Fusion down here. And we'll let that be the bends here instead of it like being a highlight. We'll let it be a shadow too. Let's see, and where'd that green go? There he is. Is that the... And I'll just blend that in with the yellow. Where'd the yellow go? There we are. Okay, Gold Fusion. And just so that this one looks a little different from that one. Let's see. Just to give it a little bit more of a shadow. Throw that right here. And then this is overlapping this one. We'll make this a little darker. And then, let's see, maybe something a little... Let's see, this one here is steel blue, so we'll throw like a little bit of the blue in some of the dark areas. And we'll let that kind of be our shadow. All right. And we'll throw a little bit more of that green, that deep dark green here. This is the Illuminating Emerald, that's right. All right, so there we go. We'll have the Illuminating Emerald be on her tiara. Throw a little bit on her gloves. And let's see. We'll give her shimmering blush. Here we go. I'm gonna warm her up a bit. Okay, I'm gonna color in her eye. Bit. Give her some brown eyes. And then, let's see, we'll throw in a little bit of this glitter blush here. And we'll put it on her lips as well. A little bit more. Just wanted to warm it up a bit. And we'll throw a little bit into her eyeshadow. Okay, now the hard part is doing it on this face. And it's not going to happen. Not a problem. Yeah, for something like this, I probably should have used my colored pencils. Because it's just so tiny. I don't know what they were thinking. How are you supposed to get a crayon? If I can't even get a crayon in here, how do they expect a kid to do that? Alrighty. Okay, so for her hair, let's see, she has black hair, but we're going to give it some shimmery highlights. Actually, let's see, what color is this? This is Deep Space Sparkle. Let's see what that does for her hair. We'll use this Deep Space Sparkle on the darkest parts of her hair, and then we'll use like one of the lighter tones for the highlight. Put in her eye a bit, and I'm going to bring back the highlight in her eye. Let's see. I'm going to heat up her eye a lot, so I can melt my crayon onto it. Okay, that was about 15 seconds. Warm up my crayon just enough so that it'll give me a nice little highlight. Okay, I'll let that sit for a bit. Okay, so while that's happening, let's go ahead and finish coloring her hair. And I'm just leaving little areas in here for the highlight. Let's see, and I'll use, which one was this one? This one was Steel Blue. I'll use Steel Blue for the little highlights in her hair. I'm going to use a little bit of gray for the little shadows. No, actually, I'll use this blue. And what I'm trying to do is just give it like a little bit of a shadow and make her eye look a little rounder. Let's see if I can get away with it here. Nope, too small. I hate that this is so small. Alrighty. This is sepia. Just want to get it some of this to be right there. And I'll heat this up in a second when I feel like I've got enough on here. Let's see, this is almond. Never seen this color before. I like it as a skin tone. This is gorgeous. Okay. And I'm just going over some of the areas where I think it's a little lighter. And it can't hurt to use it up here too. This is almond. Okay, let's do that. Those little leaves. Oh, her hair. That's right. Okay, it'll be. What I'll do is I'll do like dark in the middle, and then her highlights or everything behind will be this color, this little blue color. And then on the smaller parts here, wherever it bends towards the light is where I'm going to give a little bit of this blue. If you're not sure where things are supposed to fall, go ahead and use your light color first, color that, and then come back with your dark tone and fill that in where you think it'll bend away from the light. Because like I said, it's easier to go from light to dark than dark to light. And I'm adding a little bit of the dark tone right here. Throw a little bit in her lips, just to give it like a little contour. And then let's see, do I have like a closest thing to a glittery brown? This one right here is the Metallic Sunburst. And I'm just going to put a little bit right here in her eye. Okay, and then back to the greens. Almost there, yo. We're almost done. Yeah, that's why I do a lot of time-lapse colorings, because it takes, I like to take my time with these. Throw a little bit of this emerald on top of that light green and that purple, and that just gives her a little bit more oomph to her eye. Just throw a little bit here too. Okay, and now I'm just going to go over it all, well, not all of it, but a good portion of it with this green right here. This was the Illuminating Emerald. Just in some places where I think it needed just a little bit more shadow, but not too much. So I'm going to throw a little bit here in the paisleys, but when I color it, I'm going to do it kind of like a paisley. And let's see, I think I'll do like little dots. I've already used this color down here already. Let's see. And yeah, there's not much I can do with the tiny picture. It is just way too tiny. I mean, I never want to work with anything smaller than the tip of my crayon. And nobody can see what I'm working on. So let me lift this up. So I was doing all kinds of stuff and nobody could see it. Sorry about that, you guys. Bad habit, bad habit. Okay, so overall, this is what we've got. And I'll bring it up close. And you could just about catch a hint of the glitter. Just a bit. Now I'm going to see if I can hit a little bit of her eye. Yeah, there's that glitter. You can see it now. Okay. Okay. And I don't think anything should be dulled up a bit, but I think I'll lighten a few things. I think I'll throw a little bit of a sheen of this Ooh, this is white. This is white glitter. Okay, let me see if we can enhance some of these highlights. I'm going to heat this up. Okay, and I'm just going to throw in a little bit more highlight. So some of the places where I left it white, instead of it just being like the color of the paper, it'll have like a little bit of a shimmery sheen to it. I think this is the, yeah, okay. And then I'll do that on the gloves as well. And on our girl, just in the highlighted areas. Glitter everywhere. All right, and we'll color her necklace. Put this one right here. This one here is metallic seaweed. Ooh, very exotic. We'll just drag some of that seaweed in. We'll just throw it in with the blue, with the green, so it's more of like an iridescent. All right. And we'll just have her fade in with this tone here, which means that this tone will creep into some places here. And then we'll just kind of, should we give her a green aura or this blue aura? We'll give her a blue-green aura, which is like just this light, this glowingness. Okay. Let me light this up here. We'll just have her glow on one side. Alrighty, and where's my brush? Brush. There we are. And I'll just kind of blend these guys together a bit. Okay, I fell in love with the glitter crayons. I admit it. I'm weak. Okay, so I did get a little bit of the crayon on here, so I'm going to fix some of my little errors here. We'll define a few things. When good highlights go bad. Next on Geraldo. Give her some definition in her lips. Let's see. And I think I'll just rub it in. A lot of the stuff is like some of the speckles have gotten in different places. Oh, wrong color. Here we go. And we'll just blend some of it in here. And some I'll just have to blend in with the rest of the herd here. Okay, Tiana, you are so glittery. Like a fairy just like threw up on you. That's how much glitter is on her. I'm just blending some of the other colors together. Oh, looks like she's got a mole. Let's see if we can scratch that off. And then blend it in. Makes me want to work on a He-Man picture. There we go. Her nose still looks a little rough. Let's smooth some of this out. Brown. But basically, we're pretty much done. Thank you for joining me for this little coloring adventure. Usually I would do a time lapse, and it would be done in 2 minutes, or 3 minutes, or 4 minutes, rather than 3 or 4 days. But, you know, it is what it is. If you want to see it from start to finish, every painful stroke. We could tame some of this glitter here by just coloring over it. And this color that I'm using right now is tan, and I'm just using tan to bring everything together. And we warm this up, and then I'll smooth it out, and let's see, we'll use a little bit of almond real quick. Yeah, once you've colored in the face, let it sit for like a day like I did, it's in there. It ain't going anywhere. And I'm surprised none of it got on to the prints on the other side. So, but then again, I might have had a piece of paper over it. I can't remember. But anyway, this is my Tiana. And I'm sure your Tiana will come out just as lovely if you have this particular coloring book. And again, thank you guys for joining me on this little coloring journey on that. I still have like an hour before I have to call it quits. So I'm going to stop this video and then start up another one. That way these guys are kind of separate. And I'll see you in a few minutes. Bye-bye.